guys, welcome back to the channel. There's been a lot of people talking about the All Blacks in the last while and how they're going to do in their mini tour to South Africa. There's a lot of people talking about how the Springboks could win 2-0. I'm not quite sure if that's going to really happen. People like Nick Mallett say that the Boks can't lose to this All Blacks team, and I think when you think back, the Boks haven't beaten the All Blacks since 2014, since Pat Lambie put over that kick at Ellis Park. We've had maybe because of COVID, there's been a couple of years gone, but still, that's a 8-year record that needs to be broken. There's a lot been going on in New Zealand. They played badly against Ireland. We all saw that. I think we saw the fact that the All Blacks were nowhere near their clinical selves as we would know them. I think Ireland disrupted their rhythm a lot and played in their faces, didn't allow them to get those sort of pop passes away that they loved doing, and didn't really allow them to go expansively. So I think, what Ireland did was exceptional and well done to them. But and now there's been an impending crisis in New Zealand rugby, which makes me laugh because I don't mean to make light of it, but the Springboks have been there so many times before. We've all seen the crisis. We have to go play the All Blacks. We've lost some game before that, and Boks backs against the wall, and we see the Boks rising to the occasion. They haven't always won, but they've put in a good performance, a performance that people can be proud of. So, on the one hand, while this is almost a national crisis for New Zealand, and anybody who's been in New Zealand and knows the passion that they have for their rugby team, it's quite commendable. There's been this sense of national crisis. Of course, the All Blacks have made it worse by handling their media exceptionally badly, cancelling the press conference when Ian Foster should have fronted up, and taking 5 days to address the media when this everybody was looking for some sort of answers. But the less said about that, the better. I think they've moved on from that. So the media manager, and they've sort of realised their mistakes. I think one of the things that they've realised is that they have to front up, and Ian Foster's been doing that over the last couple of days. So what can we really expect from them coming to South Africa? Well, they've got a couple of Achilles heels in their game at the moment. One of them being the line-out driving maul, and by bringing Jason Ryan in, they've brought in a coach who apparently hasn't conceded a line-out maul try at the Crusaders for 5 years. Now, there's a bit of a caveat to that because South African teams haven't been there for 3 years, but it doesn't take a brain surgeon to know that the South African sides love mauling. In fact, that's probably the line-out drive is probably the key element in getting their game plan going and getting that aggression, that front foot ball that they love so much. I think it's something they thrive upon, and something Wales stopped quite well in the first half of the first test, and for a little bit in the second test. But in the third test, the Springboks got going, and that's where they couldn't stop the maul, and that was really the end of the test series for Wales. So the Springboks will start favourites for this test series, but I'm not quite sure. I think if the Boks play to their potential, they should win, given the way the two sides are at the moment. But anything can happen on a day, and we're obviously taking out of the equation cards and things like that really came into play in the Ireland series. I think the Springboks are probably not hitting their straps as well as they should already. I think they'll be the first to admit that there's a lot of work, and there's going to be a lot of hard work in the next couple of weeks to try and get them up to that level that they need to be. But you know what? I'm not as confident. I've always been someone to be a bit more conservative along those lines, although I think the Springboks do have the upper hand here. I think what will happen is that we'll see a much improved, a desperate All Black side, a side that needs to restore some sort of pride in their nation. So I think we're going to see a very different All Black side than that faced Ireland. And while they have been questionable at the line-out maul, Jason Ryan's influence is going to be interesting to see what he can do in 2 weeks. They'll certainly target the Springbok maul, and they know if they can stop that, they stop one half of the Boks. The other big thing is obviously the scrum. If they can stop the scrum, the Boks really haven't got their scrum going in the series against Wales like they would like. I think there's a number of things that they're trying. There's a couple of new things they're trying out in the backline. We saw that in the third test against Wales. And there is this ambition to move the ball wide a bit more. But the thing with the All Blacks, as we saw in that first test against Ireland, you drop the ball twice, it's 2 tries. And while they might not have the confidence that they normally have, they certainly got some dangerous players out wide, and will be, as I said earlier, desperate to restore some pride and take all the flack and put it to one side. Will they be good enough to beat the Boks? Well, that's the question that remains. But I think it's going to be a lot closer, the two games, than we expect. I think it's going to be a very close test series, and traditionally, apart from the one or two outliers where the Boks have lost badly, these have been extremely close test matches between the two sides. I remember how the Boks turned around from 57-0 in North Harbour, and Cape Town lost by a single point 2 weeks later. So it certainly won't write the All Blacks off. I'd still back the Springboks to win the two tests. It might be a 1-1, but I think it's going to be very close, both tests. I don't think you should write off the All Blacks as some people are doing. I don't think they're that bad a side. They do have their coaching problems, but they're going to be forced to respond one way or another, and how they respond is going to be very interesting. So don't write off the All Blacks. It's going to be a very interesting test series. And keep on, subscribe, watch the channel. There'll still be a lot of videos here coming on rugby. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree. Maybe you think I'm wrong. So let me know. It's all good. It's all good chatting. Chat to you soon.